With parts of South Georgia in the path of the storm, Governor Brian Kemp activated the State of Emergency Operations Center, where different agencies kind of come together with all their resources, everything we all need.
Yeah, but government officials certainly are not the only ones taking that approach either. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm takes us inside an emergency response center that is active right now at the headquarters for the Atlanta-based Home Depot.
Each person here has a different role, but right now, these Home Depot employees are gathered in the same wing of the company's campus near Vinings. At all times, they've got one eye on Hurricane Idalia as she barrels toward Florida's Gulf Coast.
If you need anything, don't hesitate, let me know.
Jeff Parton is the company's director of emergency preparedness.
We like to think of ourselves as part of the larger national total response.
He tells me in one room they've got merchandising and inventory replenishment teams who gather information from local stores in the impacted areas as to what's in demand.
They in turn will order, purchase, and get stuff shipped to the stores appropriate to the community's need.
In this room, we've got a mixture of Home Depot employees and we've got some outside experts. Everybody's keeping a close eye on that map. Each yellow dot represents a different Home Depot facility.
We actually partner with a company called Early Alert, which hires meteorologists and emergency management officials from different capacities. They take the meteorological data from the National Weather Service and overlay it, and by extension are able to tell us what the forecast is specifically for our locations.
So they can shift resources where needed and accurately respond to their associates and team members.
Our number one priority is taking care of our associates. If we take care of our associates, they by extension can take care of their families, take care of the communities.
And then shift from the preparedness phase to the response phase. In Cobb County near Vinings, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.